Scale drawings. This is a digital lesson that teaches students how to increase or decrease the size of drawings. And they're going to be using the fill color feature of Google Slides. So it's a lot of fun for the students. It starts with a definition of what a scale drawing is, and then it introduces vocabulary. So they're going to need to know this vocabulary when they get toward the end of the lesson. On slide 4, now they're going to be actually creating their first scale drawing. So they have just a rectangular shape here, and they want to increase it by a scale factor of 2. So they're going to take each of the sides and they're going to multiply it by 2. So they're going to create a new figure, and they do this by clicking and holding in one of the squares, and then they just scroll across. So they want 6 by 4. And then they come up here to the fill color feature. They can color it with any color they like. And then we're going to look at the perimeter. So they need to see what happens to the perimeter when they scale a drawing. So it's going to be the same shape, just a different size. Now the first one, if they count the perimeter, they're going to get 10 units. The second figure, when they count the perimeter, they'll get 20 units. So they need to see that what happens to the perimeter is it's just times 2 if the scale factor is 2. Then they have another figure. It's a little bit different shape, and this time it's a scale factor of 3. So again, they click and hold. And they can only do a rectangle at a time. So each side they're going to multiply by 3. If they check the perimeter of the smaller figure, they get a perimeter of 10. And the larger figure, they will now have a perimeter of 30. And so they can see that the perimeter they just multiplied by 3. And they get a different figure here. They're going to do the same thing. And then they're going to fill out a couple of sentence frames here. When the scale factor is 2, the perimeter of the figure is 2 times the perimeter of the smaller figure. And if the scale factor is 3, the perimeter of the new figure is 3 times. But just to reinforce that to the students. Now, this one has a scale factor of 1/2. So that means it's going to be reduced in size. So instead of multiplying by 2, the students are going to divide every side by 2. And again, they just highlight what they need. They can choose any color they like. And they're going to have the same shape, just a different size. And if your scale factor is a fraction less than 1, that means they're reducing it in size. Now the next one's a little bit different. They're not going to be using the fill color feature. They're going to be using these bars, and they're going to create a figure with a scale factor of 1/2, which means they're going to divide each one of these sides by 2. Now these two sides, you're not going to be able to do that. So you're going to leave these for the end, and you just start at the bottom would be the easiest way. So if that bottom measurement is 4, divide by 2, and now it's going to be 2. And same thing with these sides, it's going to be 2. So you just move these little blue circles, means you can increase or decrease the length. And you can also turn it. So to turn it, you just click and hold on one of the blue circles, and then you can move it. So this measurement is now going to be 1. And it's good practice for the students to learn how to do this. Now, to find the other two sides, they want to find the distance here. So if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, They divide by 2. It's now going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So the tip of that arrow is going to be right here. So they put this at the tip of the arrow, and then they're just going to connect the pieces. You might want to do this with the students if they're having difficulty. And there they have a scaled down figure. Now the next slides are going to be looking at area. So they're going to use the scale factor, the fill color feature scale factor of 2. So we're going to increase this in size. So now it's going to be 6 by 6. And they want to see what happens to the area. So the area of the smaller figure is 9 square units. The area of the larger figure is 36 square units. Well, you want them to notice that the area goes up by the scale factor squared, 2 to the second power, so it would be 4 times. So they take the area of the smaller figure times 4, and they get the area of the larger figure. So it's the scale factor squared. And they've got another one to do also. And then they fill out the sentence frames. When the scale factor is 2, the area of the figure is 2 to the second power, or 4 times. When the scale factor is 3, the area of the new figure is 3 to the second power, or 9 times. And then it finishes with sentence frames, and they just have to move these vocabulary words into the correct place in the sentence frame.